So, Jamie, first of all, thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
And in this new season of Stranger Things, your character, Henry, Vecna, appears in a way we haven't seen before, with this more approachable, friendly posture. For you, what was it like to explore this new facet of your character? Because I imagine that it must be rewarding for you as an actor.
Have you seen 4 episodes?
Yes, the first 4.
I think what's important to remember, and I've been saying this to people, I think what's important to remember is that the version of Henry that you're seeing is not the same version of Henry that you saw in season 4.
Yes.
This is a presentation, you know, of how he wants to be seen in order to gain power and make people feel at home enough to be able to take from them what he needs. It's very manipulative. You know, within that, I sort of felt like I was approaching an entirely new person. What I did for season 4 is I built up Henry's life. I built that up in my own brain, but also visually as well, with like mood boards and visual references and so on and so forth. So when we came back for season 5 and I sort of knew this part of this character that I would be playing, I took some of the core things that really resonated with me from season 4, and I put them on my board, and then I started to build around that a little more. So I used a lot of references again, like, you know, Mr. Rogers particularly, both the real life version and also Tom Hanks played him in a film called Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. And so I used that. I also used the 1950s movie version of a story called The Pied Piper of Hamelin, which is beautiful and amazing. So was it rewarding? It was terrifying. It was terrifying because I felt like I was having to build on something that I'd already started, create something new at the same time, which is a challenge. Yeah, it's a challenge.
I believe the introduction of Vecna and Henry marked a very important moment in the trajectory of Stranger Things in season 4. You joined the cast somewhat recently, but already with this permanent role. And what was it like to you to become part of this series, and how has your career changed since then?
I remember my first day shooting with everybody. You know, we'd done the camera tests and I'd worked with Barry and with other people, but my first day on set, I remember turning to Nick, our camera operator, and saying, I know you've all been here for a really long time, so if I get in your way, just tell me to fucking move. Because this is your guys' space and I'm new here, and so I'm so grateful to be here, and I show an immense amount of respect for that. But everyone was really nice. So it was beautiful. But it was gratitude, you know, it was gratitude. I felt just so grateful to be a part of the show. It was very exciting, you know. Of course, my initial response was and then I was like, oh my God, now I've got to actually do it. You know? I keep saying I felt this great level of duty-bound care to the show, to Matt and Ross, to the cast, to the crew. So yeah, it felt amazing. How has it changed my career? It's changed so much of my career. It's changed artistic process for me. It's given me confidence. It's allowed me to show parts of myself, parts of my art, what I like to do, how I can be, and for that I'm incredibly grateful. Yeah.
Awesome. And to wrap it up here, Jamie, now that the first episodes are out, you know, on November 26th,
yeah,
how would you describe in a few words the last episodes, this rest of season of Stranger Things?
It doesn't get easier.
We're scared.